boys in blue are back.
Back!
We're back, baby!
He finishes that shot! And another save! Max Freed!
Welcome to another episode of the City Boys.
Welcome back to another episode of the City Boys. I'm Javier. This is Danny.
What is up?
I'm sick.
I'm hyped. We're like two opposites right now.
You're definitely going to be sick tomorrow, bro.
I'm definitely, but today, I'm living in the moment. I just played my New York City footy game. We just won 4-0 in the Bronx.
Congrats.
Thank you. You were supposed to be there.
I was sick.
You didn't make it?
I shouldn't even be doing this. You know what? This is like my Michael Jordan moment. This is my flu game with 3 listeners and no pressure on the line. But I'm doing it for you 3 listeners out there.
Yeah, so if we don't get the Lazy Boys comment week 1 of the season.
We'll have it by week 3 of the season. Don't worry. We're probably not shooting an episode next week.
Oh, man.
It was fun. It was fun to have soccer back.
It's so much fun. I felt like it was hard to do the first episode, although there was a lot to talk about. There was like no real signings. There was nothing like super exciting that happened in the off season. And you're like, man, let's just see how it goes. But then right when the game starts, you're like, God, I missed this so much.
I know. It's something about it being your club, your local team. Like, I could watch European soccer. It just doesn't have that feel. Like, and those British guys kill me sometimes. I'm like bored out of my mind watching them sometimes.
Bro, insane. They got to get better calling. They got to get Taylor Twellman out there calling some games. So you heard it here.
What is
Champions League's got nothing on MLS.
All right, we've lost all our street cred. Episode over. Before the game, it was Santi Rodriguez. You're like, what? The way this club handles their news, handles their releasing of players is crazy.
Bro, why? I don't understand. You know what I heard during the Glenn Crooks live stream pregame was that they just made it official the night before the game to the league, and if they didn't do it that day, Maxi wouldn't have been able to wear number 10.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was kind of crazy.
That's actually some good backstory. Look at you listening pregame.
I know. I'm stepping it up this year.
Wow, that's
Lazy Boys no more. It's gonna be Lazy Boy. This guy right here.
Santi Rodriguez. I mean, Maxi getting the 10 though. That makes me happy.
That does make me. Did you see they had like a little social media clip where he was like, "I'm back."
Yeah, it feels right to have Maxi in the 10, and he wore the captain's armband this game. It feels right for him to be the captain. It
does feel right. Actually, did you see the video when Santi left? Oh, they were posting shit every 2 minutes from 7:30 or 6:30 between 7:30. They were
must
posting.
have had like 20 things lined up, and they're like, "All right, I guess we're gonna put it all right now. This is our only chance."
Insane timing, insane, it's ludicrous. I want to understand the logic behind it.
Well, no, now we know the logic behind it. It sounds like they wanted Maxi to be able to wear the number 10. Why didn't they do it earlier? I guess maybe because they had
literally Santi was at the airport a week before that saying bye, guys.
There's probably some logistics to it. If they announce it, then Botafogo or whatever the hell their name is going to be upset because it's not finalized. They got to sign the contracts. Do you tell your old employer before you know for sure you signed that new contract that you got hired?
No.
Exactly.
But I put it on Twitter ASAP.
My LinkedIn. I got a new job, guys. And then your old employer's like, what the hell? You haven't even told us.
Going back to the captain's armband, they were releasing content. I don't know if you saw the content where Santi was looking at pictures of old memories. And they were like, "Oh, do you remember this? Do you remember this?" Did you see that?
I've loosely watched. I was in IKEA all day, bro. I came 5 minutes before the game. Didn't know who was in the lineup. I take my job here very serious.
Well, if you go back, he's looking at clips of him and Tati, the championship, him blah blah blah, these clips, and you could tell he's getting a little bit more emotional the more and more he's talking about it. Then there's this picture of him and Maxi coming out of the tunnel. Bro, dude just starts breaking down.
Damn.
And he's just like saying, Maxi is like such a leader, and he was such a leader to all of us, like Latin guys and Hispanic guys, and he just means so much to me. And he just, bro, I was crying watching him cry. It put me in my feels.
That's
and
crazy.
it just shows so much how like Maxi was a true captain of that team. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of other people wore it, but Maxi is the de facto captain of NYCFC.
And we always kind of knew that when it comes to the Spanish players. Like, I feel like they always looked up to Maxi. It wasn't any of our other captains, really. It was always Maxi, but he never got the captain armband. It always felt weird that he didn't get it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Now
I
he's
think you
got
have to
it.
be at least 5'6" to wear the captain.
Did you see Messi and Maxi? Every time I'm like, Messi's so short. And then I see him next to Maxi, I'm like, Messi's a giant, bro. This kid is massive. All right, let's get into this Inter Miami game.
Yeah,
I
let's
guess
do it.
anything else on Santi? I mean, that's it. It's officially over. Any final words about the Santi legacy?
I would just say, we did Debation Station last week, but then after watching that video, I felt a little bad.
Everybody
saying
shitted
Santi's
on you,
not
bro.
worth a DP spot. Well, I don't really care what other people thought, but I was like, he's not worth a DP spot, and then he's there crying for the team. And I did see a lot of like, Santi's selfish, and Santi's this, and Santi's that. I would say, you could tell him crying the way he gave his speech. He cared, man.
Yeah,
he did care. Was he a little young? Was he a little arrogant? Yeah, but in general, he really, really cared for this team. Thank you, Santi, for your time here.
I think he even mentioned that he'd be willing to come back. He might pull a Max. He's gonna be our new Maxi 10 years from now. I'm telling you. But this is what is really cool. I should have pulled up the picture. But Jonathan Shore, or I don't even know if Jonathan's his first name. These new kids, I'm sorry. The Shore kid.
Yes,
that
I know
he's part
who
of our
Shore.
team.
Yes.
Wait, now Jonathan, it is Jonathan Shore.
They call him Johnny Shore or something, which was a little weird. But
dude, what's his name is calling Andres Perea Pepa? Yo, every time he says his name, I'm like, who are you talking about? And I still don't even know if he's referring to Andres Perea, but I'm gonna have to ask him, like, yo, Pepa, is that you? But Jonathan Shore, they put a picture of Keaton Parks with Jonathan Shore when Jonathan Shore was a kid. And it's like him, like, it was like they just got this like fan shot of Jonathan Shore with Keaton Parks like that, like smiling. And he's a little kid. And it just goes to show like this team is starting to build a history. Like now this was already 10 years. We're going into a new decade with this team. But like to think about like now you have young players who were like taking pictures with people they thought were like the greatest players. Now they're joining the team, which is really cool.
what was that picture was taken 6 months ago? Jonathan Shore's mad young, homie.
Yeah, but he looked like he was 14. Now he looks like he's 16, but at least it was 2 years. What I'm saying is that's going to be the progression, and that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Let's get into this game, though.
Let's talk about the lineup.
Yeah, lineups. Let's go through the lineups. Who was in our lineups? I should have had that up, but hey, I'm sick.
You should probably go to the lineup tab, not the stats tab.
So the lineups were Matt Freeze at goalkeeper. Then we had O'Toole, Risa, Tana, Elenic, Wolf, Ojeda, Morales, and Hack. Well, this is all messed up on FODMAP. I don't know what the hell they were thinking here. Parks and Martinez. Were you surprised when you saw the lineup? I think we kind of had the lineup like this, no?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were really gonna. Oh, they played the 4-3-3, right? But what they did here,
it was more like a 4-2. Because this lineup's not correct.
You don't think it was a 4-3-3?
No, I think it was no, because technically you had Parks and Hack playing the back.
Well, no, the middle.
Yeah, the middle, but
yeah.
the middle back, and then you had Morales playing the 10.
Yeah,
and then you had your 3 guys up front.
Yeah,
so it was like a 4-2-1-3.
Okay,
I'm saying it wrong, but yes, you know what I mean.
yeah. What I was shocked by was seeing Tana out there. And this was before the game. So I thought all right, you don't got Thiago Martins. Obviously, you're going to put Hack in that spot, right? We've seen Tana play. We're not going to put Tana back there. I saw Tana out there. I said, oh, maybe he's had a really good offseason.
Well, you got to remember the last time we played Miami, Tana was part of that game. It was Thiago Martins and Tana because Burke Reese, I think, was hurt at the time.
Oh, I do remember.
So if let's say Jansen's looking at old tape, he's like Jansen, I gotta say it right. I was looking at old tape. He's like, Tana, handled Messi last time.
Yeah.
He didn't handle him this time. But so the initial lineups, I liked it. I mean, I think that's what we kind of thought. I didn't know Ojeda was gonna start, but I think Ojeda was actually a nice addition to the team.
Yeah.
I thought he brought a little spark.
What would you rate him on a 1 to 10 scale, Ojeda, that game?
If I had to rate him against other wingers, he was our best winger this game.
That is true.
I thought Wolf struggled. Well, let's not get into that first. Let's go into the lineups. Let's talk about the game before we get into it. Or you want to? All right, fine.
I mean, we were on the topic of Ojeda, so it seemed like a good idea.
Well, I thought he was our best winger. If you look at it, Wolf, I thought struggled this game.
Yes.
They put Julian later in the game. I thought he struggled a little bit.
Yes.
That was really our only wingers if you kind of think about how they. I mean, our backs pulled all the way up, but I thought Ojeda had the most dynamic plays this game as at that wing spot.
No, I agree. I was just curious, bro. I didn't have to compare to other.
Don't tech me, bro.
No, I thought he showed like how fast he could be, and he showed his like ability to like make plays, like, and I think kind of make some space for himself, and then he was able to then pass it out. I think you could tell that he struggles a little bit. Like he's so fast for himself, where like he doesn't have complete control of the ball, and then it takes him a while to like stabilize so he can get the pass off.
Yeah.
But in general, I was like, oh, like you could see a lot of potential there. You know what I mean? And it felt like he was kind of like knew he had to step in for Santi, and I felt like he was like, I can fill in Santi's shoes. At this moment, do I think he is? No, but I could see him trying to get there. And I don't know, something felt like these are big shoes to fill from this player who just left, but I'm going to try my best to fill in that.
Interesting. I didn't see any of that, but sure, buddy.
Yeah, you were putting the IKEA furniture together during the game. So you didn't see nothing.
But I did see team was struggling early. I mean, 5 minutes into the game, they score, and it was obvious that we were struggling quickly. And I just felt like they had us on the back heel the whole first 15 to 20 minutes of this game.
I 100% agree, bro. Then after that first goal, I said, this is going to be the longest season ever, because it didn't feel like we had any control of the ball. Yeah. But then things turned around quickly.
So, 23rd minute, Alonso Martinez, he gets the ball over the top. Avila scores that first one, which, who do you pin on that first goal? Do you give it to a certain player that should have stepped up, or you just think it was an overall team mistake? Or it's just Leo Messi being Leo Messi?
I'm not going to lie, I don't remember it, but if I had to put the blame on someone, Tana. But I don't remember.
Justin Hack might have been a little bit at fault in that first goal.
I do kind of vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
I think NYCFC was doing what NYCFC does, which was ball watching. I remember a lot of ball watching happening and going, where the hell is everybody? Is that not what happened?
Well, Messi had a good play. He passed it, I think, into Suarez in the midfield and like in the middle of the box, and then Suarez went right back to Messi, and then Messi did a beautiful cross to Aviles.
Yes,
but yes, I thought it was a little bit of ball watching where Hack kind of got lost in the sauce. Messi, right when he passed it, went right past them.
Yes,
and this is a conversation that I want to talk about later, but I think we were missing James Sands, and I think that needs to be mentioned. But let's keep going. 23rd minute. I forget who delivers the ball to Alonso Martinez. And Alonso Martinez, boy, that guy was having a game.
Wow. Wow.
Aviles fouls him. And he fouls him, like, in the beginning, fouls him right outside the box. And then he does, like, a really rough foul. And it was just him and Aviles one-on-one. Fouls him inside the box. They pull out the red card. Did you think it was a red card?
100% a red card. He was the last defender. Also, Alonso Martinez broke ankles. It was Aviles and I think some other player that was there. and Aviles knew that if he didn't drop him, that was going to be an automatic goal. That was an obvious red card. It actually took a really long time for him to get that call. Yeah, and I thought that was a little crazy.
Did you think it was in the box?
I thought it was in the box, but you know what it is? Because he's pulling his shirt outside of the box, and then he tackles him inside of the box, but the tackle itself looked clean. In my opinion, he hit the ball first. So I didn't think the tackle was what got him the penalty. I thought it was the pulling of the shirt that started bringing him down, but the tackle itself was clean. That's why I thought it was outside the box.
Regardless, it was one-on-one with the defender, and whatever he did to foul him to make him go off his base, that is a red card automatically. So no matter how hard the hit was or not, he should have gotten that.
Exactly. Also, I'm glad it wasn't in the box because we got one of the most legendary moments of all time because of that.
Yeah, so then Maxi Morales lines up. We're right basically outside of the box, right in the center of the box. Maxi's lining up. He goes, and instead of shoots it, everybody thinks he's going to shoot it. It's him and I think Hannes Wolf.
Yes.
He passes it right to the right where Mitja is unguarded. And bop, Mitja just hits it easy. 1, 2, 3.
And then what does he do?
And then he does the Cristiano Ronaldo celebration.
So fire.
That was so fire.
Bro, how does Mitja keep making the most like legendary moments of this league? It's like his level of like just not giving a fuck is fantastic.
Yeah, this kid just brings that young energy. He doesn't even understand the shit he does. Like, it's just so iconic. I think it just comes out in the moment, but damn, that's a good moment. But Mitja did say after the game that it was his dream to do the celebration in front of Messi because he's a huge Cristiano Ronaldo fan.
Do you know how crazy that is?
That is wild. That's wild.
That's a wild statement. Not like I respect Messi and I'm okay. I'm sorry about that. He was like, "Yo, I've been dreaming of this day."
Yo, he's going viral everywhere.
I know, it's crazy.
Everywhere, everybody's talking about this kid. He's getting a lot of hate, but you know what? Bask in the moment. Take the hate. That's a moment. Yo, our TikTok. I posted his what he said. 40,000 views. It's crazy.
Yeah, right.
You talk about Ronaldo and Messi, everybody loses their shit.
We're gonna change the name of our show to the Messi and Ronaldo Boys.
Oh my. Well, yeah, that'd be great.
There was one more thing I wanted to mention.
Did you think that set piece was designed?
I think Maxi saw Mitja all by himself on an island, and he was like, "That's an opportunity right there."
That's what I'm saying. It was not. I don't think it was designed at all.
Yeah.
And Jansen, I think, said after the game, it's like that's when you like. That's why we have Maxi. You're like that. He's a veteran, and knowing things like that is what makes him so great.
And that he had the confidence in Mitja out of all the players on the team to like make that, and that Mitja made it. That's just nice, man.
Mitja's cold-blooded. He knows from last year. He knows he's got this. And Maxi was probably going to lob that 5 feet over the goal post.
You know, I really want to post on Twitter, man, I wish Santi was here to make a field goal.
That's messed up. Don't hate on my boy Santi. It's too so. But Alonso Martinez, that was a weird transition, but I feel like we didn't give him enough love. Like throughout this game, he was dominant.
Bro, did you see the heat map for Alonso Martinez? They show the heat map during the game. I had a screenshot of it. I don't know if you put it up on the thing.
No, I'm not responsible.
Bro, just straight up and down the pitch. No, never moved to the left, never moved to the right. Stayed in the middle of the pitch, right at that box. And it was incredible because I just thought the way he's converted himself to a striker and finding ways to stay in that place, and you could tell the team was getting scared of him. Like every time Martinez got the ball, there were 2 Inter Miami players there every single time, and I was like, this guy is striking fear in this other team, and that's what you want from a striker, and he's doing it. Game 1, I thought he was fantastic, and I think he has another play in the game. Where he scores the goal. Yeah. No, but there was just a few times where he was being double teamed and he still made an opportunity out of it.
Yeah.
Throughout the game. And I was, I think a lot of us in the offseason said, how did we not sign a striker? Like, yeah, Alonso Martinez is good, but is he the striker?
And he's proven it. And he said before the season, they're like, if they put you at winger, would you like that? He's like, Honestly, I'm more of a striker. I feel comfortable. So he's like confident. It's like I don't even think he sees himself as a winger anymore. He's like, I'm a striker. I hone this position. This is mine, and it is his. Now it's like, it's just he's not going to lose that position.
That's why he's not moving to the left or the right. He don't want to give Jansen no ideas. He says, I'm staying right here.
Before that goal though, let's talk about Tana. I feel like Tana was struggling this game, and he got a yellow card late in that halftime, and then like 2 minutes later or 1 minute later got another really dangerous foul that could have gave him the red card.
Not only that, but
another yellow
to make a red. But as soon as he made that tackle, the ref went to his back pocket to grab the yellow, and then saw it was Tana and was like, nah, I'm not gonna. But it's crazy because like Miami lost a player. They're down a man already.
I know, like, if anything, that would be more of an acceptable moment to do it. And it kind of was warranted.
Yes.
Like, if I'm a Miami fan, I have some gripe with that. That was a hard foul for no reason.
Yes.
And he gets subbed out right at halftime.
Yeah, which applause to Jansen for doing that.
Yes, knew right away, like, hey, this isn't gonna work, and I thought had some guts to be like, all right, Hack, you're going back to the back defender and put in Jonathan Shore, a young kid.
Yes.
How'd you feel about Jonathan Shore?
Bro, I thought he looked, for a 17-year-old playing against Busquets, Jordi Alba, Lionel Messi, I thought he looked solid. And not only that, but he looked confident. Like, he was out there like he was just one of the guys. And for someone who's making their debut, literally they put it on the shirt. Did you see that? It's a debut.
Very cool.
I was like, wow, that's cool. But yeah, for him to come out there and do what he was doing, it was impressive. He just came into the game and they were playing through him for like the first 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's a lot of confidence. And that, you know, Jansen had the balls to put in Cavallo and Shore against the Supporter Shield champion, who's gotten more stacked from last year. I thought was crazy. It was like a ballsy move, and it's like, wow, like Jansen's, you know, he has confidence in this team, and he's willing to do what he thinks are the right subs, and I thought they were good subs.
One thing I will say, it's like he does things with purpose.
Yes.
And I felt like watching Cushing, it sometimes felt like, oh, this is happening. I need to adjust. I need to do. Wow. It's like he came in here like, if somebody's tired at this point, you're getting subbed out. I have faith in Jonathan Shore. He can come in here. If like he had like multiple situations like, oh, look, I know Tana had this yellow card, so I can always put Hack back there. And for a new coach, you don't even know these guys. Like, you know, like I know they've had a preseason, but to know the wherewithal, like I could just put Hack back there. We get a new midfielder in there, and we'll start doing it that way. Like that was really gutsy, I thought.
And you know what?
And he's like, yeah, he just has the knowledge to be like, I know what I'm gonna do next.
And not only that, but you can tell that it's that same type of purpose is transferring to the players. Because I felt like in that final third, they knew what to do with the ball. Did it always succeed? No, but you saw, all right, I have the ball. Let's do some ticky-tack passing until there's an overlap. And let's come up with an overlap. I'm going to overlap, and then I'm going to say, you know, there's going to be a defender that's going to chase that overlapper. Someone's going to come in and take that midfield spot, and I'm going to pass it over. Like, you felt that the team didn't feel lost in the final third of the box. And that was not at all what we saw all of last season. So I feel like Jansen does have purpose, and the team also feels more deliberate and more purposeful with the ball.
Yeah. And let's keep going about the subs. We get Ojeda subbed in for Julian. You get Perea subbed in for Maxi and Munsa for Alonso. They asked Jansen after the game, can you kind of like talk about all the subs? And he said Kevin O'Toole was tired. Alonso Martinez was tired. Maxi Morales came off of a ding this preseason, so he didn't want to give him too much minutes. And then, you put Muntaf in for Alonso, and he said Alonso was tired as well. So I think a lot of these subs were because he felt like these guys were tired, and he just wanted to reinforce, have fresh legs out there. But at the same time, we're up 11-10 guys. Why are these guys so tired? I thought we talked about like their conditioning being crazy now. So I just felt like maybe these guys should have had better conditioning. We're up a man nearly 75% of this game.
That's a good point. And we didn't have full possession. I think they had higher possession. But I think the tough part is, what do you... The attacking players on Miami are just so good, man. And it's like you're trying to do the counter play. You're trying to run up the field. But the moment they get that ball back... There was points of the game where Messi was controlling the midfield all by himself. So it was Parks, Hack at the time of the game, and who's the third one that was there?
Parks, Hack, and Maxi?
And Maxi. And like Messi just got past all three of them. Like it was just such a different game. And Maxi, and I saw Messi do that in the second half. I mean, it's Messi, bro. You know what I mean? It's Messi, it's Suarez, it's Busquets. Like that's just a really tough team. Where the moment that you make a mistake, they got the entire offense. Did you notice that the entire offense was running up the field, and it felt like they were like, our defense is a bunch of 8-year-olds. And that's fine, but we're gonna score a bajillion goals, and that's their strategy.
That's how it was last year as well. But one thing I think we were missing, and we could go back to this game, James Sands.
Yes,
he's a big guy that we are still missing. And if we look at how Messi performed this game versus how he performed at Yankee Stadium last year, which is only a couple months away. Like, I mean, I know it's a whole season, but it wasn't that far long ago. When he played against, when James Sands was there, he had a 5.9 FOPMOB rating. He had an 8.8 yesterday. His touches were only 46, and that was like the lowest of the season when we had James Sands out there. And I just closed out the wrong thing. He had like 77 touches this game. So it just shows, I thought that we were missing that key defender in James Sands. And I know Hack is maybe going to be that guy, but he couldn't even be that guy this game because he had to play the defensive back. So we're missing that, and we're gonna have to. And hopefully, Thiago Martins coming back will also strengthen that, and then you can have Hack as that defensive midfield guy. But I don't know. It's gonna be a long season maybe without James Sands, and I think hopefully Hack can be that replacement that we need him to be.
I hope so too. I do think Sands' shoes are gonna be really big to fill, and do I think Hack can fill those shoes can fill it? I don't think he's gonna do it as well as Sands, but you never know, right? He gets more time in that place, and maybe he'll do better. But it's gonna be tough, man. It's really hard to replace a player like Sands.
What would you rank Jansen's first game if you had to give him a grade? A+, B+, C+. What would you give him?
I'm gonna give it an A.
Wow.
I thought it was solid. I honestly thought it was solid without having Thiago Martins, with having the roster that we have. I don't know what he could have done differently. Even with being up a man, I don't know what the game plan is. I don't know what substitutions I would have done differently. We still had a chance to win that game right at the end, and Pereira unfortunately made the wrong pass to, I think, Julian versus someone on the right. And I do think that some of the players didn't execute. Hannes Wolf had a terrible game, and I think that hurt the team a bit too. And I think if Hannes Wolf would have had a better game, we probably would be talking about a win right now.
I'd give him a B-.
Really?
I think he needs to step it up. He needs to step it up. And you know what? This is gonna roll into our next segment, Danny's favorite segment that he worked so hard to create.
Hey yo, it's the Debation Station. You heard?
Debation Station. If you guys didn't watch the first episode, it's a topic. It's where we debate one topic.
Yeah, regardless of our opinion, we take a side. So don't at us.
And our topic for today is: are you more optimistic after watching that first game, or are you less optimistic? I'm less optimistic.
I'm maybe more optimistic.
Tell me why.
I thought, once again, I mean, we touched on some of these points already, but we just lost Santi Rodriguez, our DP number 10. And I feel like we didn't look poor offensively. we looked like we had a game plan in that final third, and we did not have that last season. And that's without a number 10 that's not over 40 years old. And to my opinion, to be able to do that, Santi just left the team. He was there for most of the offseason, and being able to execute, I know they had 10 men, but I still thought they looked pretty solid offensively. And to me, that's more optimistic.
But I got to stop you there. They had 10 men for 75% of the game. And let's look at the stats. They had an expected goal better than us, 1.66 to our only 0.33. We only had
That's not right. That's not right. It's not 0.33. It was like 0.99 at the end of it.
There we go. The total game. They had 59 point possession to our 41. They had an expected goal of 2.55 to our 0.96. They were playing with only 10 men for 75% of that game. And they were the more dominant team. That doesn't make sense. But you can't make that make sense.
No, it does make sense because they have the stronger midfield. And then, they got Messi, they got Busquets. It's the best team in the league. Yes, they're not win the championship, but how many games did they lose last year? They lost almost no games last year. They won the Supporters' Shield, and they have better talent than they did last year.
Let's talk about those first 20 minutes of the game. Let's not sugarcoat it. It was sloppy. We were worried this was going to be a horrible game, and we kind of lucked out with a red card. Imagine that for another full 90 minutes. It might have been a whole different story. We'd be feeling a lot more pessimistic. So a red card made this situation look a lot better for a team that we thought was going to be a little more organized. That he talked about the press being like his main focal point, which I didn't think was very effective those first 20 minutes or throughout the game, to be honest. Well, actually, it resulted in an Alonso Martinez goal, even though it was a shitty pass from Abila. But we struggled. We couldn't beat a team, and we had more men, and I thought we weren't even aggressive enough that second half. Like, we're up a guy, and we're not the aggressor. We should be going all out offensively.
I completely disagree with you. We had multiple opportunities to score. Alonso Martinez had that pass that he didn't take it, and he gave it to Julian Fernandez, and unfortunately it got deflected. We also had that opportunity where Pereira unfortunately gave it to the wrong guy and it didn't make it in. We had multiple opportunities in the offense. I understand that we were down a player, but you have to remember that they have Lionel Messi, the greatest player in the world, playing the number 10 spot. That guy is two players. The game started with us down a player because they have Lionel Messi and Busquets.
That's a lame ass excuse.
It's not an excuse. It is the best team in the league, and we didn't have a full squad. We didn't have Thiago Martins.
We had 11 guys, they had 10. We can't just change that. That's a fact that happened on the field. We had 11 guys, they had 10. And we got outshot.
Okay. Let's go back.
It doesn't make sense.
Let's go back.
And we're giving them a crutch saying, like, oh, yeah, it's fine because Messi's so great.
It's a pickup soccer game.
Do you know Messi didn't win the cup last year? That means the team was able to beat him. And so we don't have any excuse to, when we're up a man, to not win that game. And what did we always blame Nick Cushion for?
What?
Have your guys finish the deal. How can we only score one more goal? How do we always give out a late lead? Now, we're talking about the same things. First game of the season with a new coach. We lost a late lead and we couldn't score more than 2 goals.
Bro, did you see that
story with a new coach?
First of all, that pass by Messi was goddamn beautiful to give that score. Also, you're forgetting, and we haven't even talked about this, 11 minutes of stoppage time was ridiculous. And they scored on the 10th minute of stoppage time. So that was also nonsense. And on top of that, you're telling me that Messi isn't worth 2 players? You're telling me right now, if we had a pickup soccer game and you're like, oh, we'll give you Alonso Martinez and anybody on our team, 2 of those players for Messi, you wouldn't give that up in a heartbeat?
That's a dumbass. Why are we talking about pickup games?
No, what I'm saying,
these are all professional soccer players.
But what I'm saying is you would easily take the vice versa situation and go, if I got Messi, I got a chance of winning. I mean, they're technically doing that already by having like 4 2-year-olds playing for their backfield. Like, that is the game plan. We have the best offensive players in the league, and so we're going to win by scoring a bajillion goals because no other team is as talented as we are. And we don't have that type of talent, and we're still able to stay with the strongest team in the league. Yes, they had 10 men. Yes, but we also did not have a full squad. And something that I want to move on to, kind of counterpoint, is we are seeing some real talent on this team. Alonso Martinez is a real striker who I think is going to be a true competitor for the Golden Boot. And so it's saying, okay, this is a new team with a new coach, with not any almost new players, and we're already seeing what can be the early signs of real talent between Ojeda, between Alonso Martinez, between O'Toole. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's some talent there.
So had a solid game.
O'Toole had a really solid game at left back. And so I'm saying, yes. Disappointing that it ended up in the draw. Yes. It's kind of crazy that they had a 59% possession when they only had 10 men on the pitch. But it is the best team in the league. So I'm feeling more optimistic about this game than I did prior.
I beg to differ. I think we would have, if that red card didn't happen, and I know we could talk about ifs, I get it, but this game could have been a lot worse, and then we could have all been like, oh man, what did we just get ourselves into? Like, you know what I mean? And I mean, thankfully that didn't happen, but I think right now I wouldn't feel more optimistic just because we don't even have a realistic picture. We didn't play a team with 11 guys against 11 guys. And when we did, those first 20 minutes, it was not fun to watch. There we go. All right. Anything else before we move on to LAFC versus NYCFC?
We kind of missed it early, but just, when they did the 11-man picture, they had a jersey of James Sands. And that was kind of nice. That put me in my feels too.
I like that.
Oh, and another game thing. I know it ended up a draw, but Matt Freese is still doing Matt Freese things, bro.
Oh, that tweet you had about him, if he got a concussion, that was hilarious. That you take over him over any other MLS goalkeeper.
I'm just so glad to see him still being such a solid keeper, bro. And that save from that Messi free kick, impeccable.
Yeah.
And so, again, I mean, I don't know how many times we have to say it. Shout out to Matt Freese. And I'm sad that he won't get any clean sheets this year.
That's true. He struggled with clean sheets so bad last year.
But, I mean, I don't know if you can say clean sheets are completely based off the goalkeeper.
No,
you know what I mean? It's
definitely
based off the entire team. So, if you're going to have Tana out there, you ain't getting clean sheets.
Hopefully we got Thiago Martins back soon.
Yeah.
We'll see. If you had to have a lineup out for LAFC versus NYCFC, what you doing? We're going out to LA. 10:30 game. It's so hard for me to stay up for those games. I'm not even gonna lie.
You know what? We should live stream it then.
Nah.
We'd be mad tired.
We'll be so tired. Our viewers would be sleeping halfway through. They'd wake up to us. Are you gonna stay up?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up.
You're gonna fall asleep.
Nah, 10:30. No, I gotta watch this. I'm hyped, bro. I'm hyped. It's early in the season. If it was August, all right, I might miss it. I'm still living off the adrenaline of game one.
Lineup predictions. What you got? Would you go?
I would obviously start Tana. No, I don't think Martins is gonna be back. So I'm gonna go Freese. Maybe Gray. I liked Mitja, but I still think Gray's more solid back there.
Yo, no, after the Suiii, yo, you have no respect,
bro. You just talked about, bro. My problem is I think James Sands is a big hole. You need more defensive power out there in the back line, and I still think that Gray is a much better.
I thought Mitja was solid.
I thought he was fantastic, but I just don't know if he was that fantastic. I don't know where he was in that first goal. I was looking for him on the screen, and you couldn't see because I was, you're on the pitch, so you only see what's there. But I was like, that was his corner. Where was Mitja?
No, that wasn't his corner. That was O'Toole.
Didn't they cross it to Mitja's side?
No, it was in the middle, so no, it wouldn't have been on Mitja's side.
Okay.
If anything, I mean, O'Toole had the toughest task of the night, so you can't really be too critical of O'Toole because he had Messi to guard, but...
He played so well, though. I really liked O'Toole.
If anything, I felt like at times Burke Risa or one of the center backs had to step in. And Jansen said after the game, they should have done a foul on Messi towards that, like a professional foul to make sure like they weren't in those dangerous opportunities because nobody stepped up to Messi. You let him literally go halfway through the pitch with nobody touching him. And anytime that happens, Messi's obviously going to have something dangerous happen, whether it's him kicking it or him dishing it out.
Yeah. It's like he's worth 2 guys.
All right, chill.
So yeah, I'm going to go freeze gray, hack, thinking Martinez is going to be there. Risa, O'Toole. And then in the midfield, I think I like Pereira, man. I don't know why Pereira's not there, but whatever. I'm gonna trust Jansen here and say maybe Shore and Parks.
No, I don't think Shore gets the start. You could put Pereira on Parks, and then Morales
but then what
up
happens
top.
when Maxi gets tired?
Shore could come in for him. Why not?
I was kind of hoping to see
Or
some
Carrizo.
Maximo Carrizo.
I mean, I would like to see that too. But Carrizo's been with the. We talked about it. He's been with the USA team, so I don't think Jansen's seen enough from him. Like him specifically, that's why he's leaning towards Shore. Because Shore's gotten those consistent minutes in preseason.
That makes sense. I really
But
wanna...
Jansen is crazy. He looks like he does not care.
Yeah.
And maybe it should be a little concerning for us. As in, he's willing to start any young guy. And does that mean he doesn't really care about winning right now? That's one thing I started thinking. Like, he's just bringing out young guys. But it could just be our team doesn't really have much backup, so we have to get these young guys out anyways.
Yeah.
Like, we had no real replacement for O'Toole. We had to put Cavallo out there.
Which Cavallo struggled a little bit, I thought.
Yeah, I thought he did too.
But I think, I mean, this is the team you have. I think, the transfer window is still open till April. So my thought is that he's out there saying, I'm going to put these guys out here because if we need someone, we got to know. But how do you know if you don't give them minutes? So I think that's like the big thing is, we never even know. We don't even know if Ojeda and Julian Fernandez are good sometimes because we've only seen them in like moments. So to see, Jansen being brave enough to say, I got to know if I have a good team or not. So I'm going to go out there and play these players, even under the biggest lights, I think is really awesome.
But could that lead to... We always used to criticize Nick Cushing. You're tinkering too much with the lineup. Keep a consistent lineup. Now, could that happen here with Johnson?
I mean, bro, it's the first game. How do we know? He just did subs. At least he subbed. Cushing wouldn't sub anybody. Unless if Pellegrini wasn't on the sideline, he wasn't subbing them in.
Yeah, he went ham with those subs, though. He did 5 subs this game.
I appreciated the subs.
All right, rest of the lineup. What you got?
Okay, I mean, you don't let me get through it. So I'm gonna say Park, Shore, Maxi, Martinez, of course, a striker, Ojeda on the right, and bro,
Ojeda on the left. No,
sorry, Ojeda on the left. I think Wolf's got to set it out, man. Wolf is struggling so much.
But Julian struggled way more than Wolf. I feel like you're giving Wolf a lot of slack. I didn't see much from Julian. Granted, he had very limited minutes, but I still think Wolf is probably... I don't know.
Wolf had a tough game, bro. I
think he just wasn't decisive enough. In certain transition moments where we're attacking, it felt like he could have been more decisive, and that indecisiveness resulted in, like... the game not flowing as well as should have offensively.
And the thing is, that was like his strong suit, right? It's like he doesn't have great finishing, but he was able to distribute the ball a lot better. And
it's one game, though.
I know, but the end of the last season, he was also struggling. And I think the excuse was, he was tired because he played the European season and then he came in and he played this season. So he didn't have rest. He's rested. And he looked bad, but hopefully it's just a one-game thing.
You know who was also looked pretty tired? Parks. And Parks played the whole game, but I felt like towards the end, Parks was like tired.
I always struggle with Parks because Parks looks like he's never moving fast.
It's like,
does he try? It always feels like he's not trying.
It's the big bird legs.
I know. And he always looks like he's moving in slow motion, but he does well.
No, but I thought he was tired because at the end of the game, there was offensive moments where I thought because he was tired, he wasn't making the right choice.
Yeah.
And we could have maybe sealed some of those goals that we should have had at the end of the game if our players made the right decisions.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I wouldn't want Shore to start. I would put Pereira and Keaton to come in at the same time with Maxi up top. That's the only thing I would change.
Okay. But then who plays more defensively in that situation?
Pereira. I think Pereira could be a better Yeah, because we're gonna have Hack back at center back. Yeah, it's got to be on Perea, but I think Perea is one of those guys you can rely on to be like this utility player who can do it all.
Yeah.
So,
one thing
because are you saying Shore's more of a defensive guy? Because I don't know enough about Shore.
No, but I just think maybe you just play more offensively in the midfield.
I got it.
Yeah, and he just has like the stamina to kind of play box to box,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really like the way he distributed the ball and like made decisive passes, and sometimes Park struggles with that a little bit.
Okay. So what do we know about LAFC? LAFC, they won their first game against Minnesota United. Interesting, Giroud didn't start, or what's his name? Yeah, Giroud, right?
Yeah.
Which was interesting, but they had who's this guy? What's his name? He scored a goal for them. What's his name? Oh yeah, Babosi or whatever his name is. He scored, so that was good. Interesting fact: they play CONCACAF Champions game this week, so they're gonna have a midweek game, which is good for us. It's on Tuesday, so they kind of have enough time to recover. And if I'm not mistaken, it might be a home game for them. It's not going to be that much of an advantage, but I always like when a team has a midweek game, and then we could, they're already preparing for another team, so we could take advantage. We've never lost to them, surprisingly.
Really?
Yeah, we beat them twice, I'll tell you right now, we beat them. I had all these things pulled up, and then they just all disappeared on me. But we've only played them 3 times, so it's not really like a good sample size, but we have beat them. They haven't beat us, so that's a positive.
Nice.
If we look at the betting lines, LAFC is favorite to win -135, the draw +275, and NYCFC to win +300. And the over 2.5 is -165. What would you take?
I still think we haven't seen enough to bet, wins or losses, but I think I'm going to pull something out of your card, and I'm going to say both teams to score and Alonso Martinez to score or assist. That's what I played this week. I played Alonso Martinez to score or assist and both teams to score, and that was a lock. And I think that's a lock again this week.
So both teams to score. I also said Alonso to score.
Yes,
that
was
feels like a lock now. Alonso just feels like a lock. I don't know why. Well, we know why. He's playing well. Yeah, if I had to choose something, I'd go over 2.5. They have Bawanga. They have a dangerous scoring team, but I think we're going to start scoring goals too. And every time we've played them prior, there's been at least 4 goals or 3 goals and more.
Oh,
so
wow.
take the minus over 2.5 at -165. I think that's a good one.
Let's parlay it even more. Over 2.5. Oh, no, you can't put both teams to score. That won't work. It's the same thing. Oh no, maybe it's not the same thing.
Well, you could do the over 2.5 and Alonso to score. There you go.
And both teams to score. Make a little bit more dollars.
We won a 3-0 game.
That's not
NYCFC.
Bro. Without James Sands, it's gonna be tough out there, bro. Without James Sands and maybe without Martins. I don't. The clean sheets are looking a little shaky this year.
What would be your final score prediction?
I'm gonna go 2-2 draw.
Oh, you're so confident. I thought this guy Jansen is the man.
Another one of the best teams in the league, though.
You
know what I mean?
I'll go 2-1 because we never take the boys to lose. But take the over 2.5. All right. Any final words? I'm excited for the home opener.
So hyped. Yo, today was 40 degrees. I felt like it was a spring day today, homie.
That's it. I need warm weather.
Bro, I was outside in slippers and a t-shirt. I was like, it was like a placebo effect. I was just pretending it was spring.
It's so true. When you are in 20-degree weather every day and then it's 40, you're like, oh, dude, it's like a sauna out here.
Yes.
It's like everybody's like, let's go outside.
Yes.
It was nice. I'm not gonna lie.
I hope this weather keeps coming. But you know what happens now? You get a third winter before the real spring comes.
You got any stickers lined up? It's already part of that time of the season where we start asking about stickers.
I'm just saying a Mitja sticker coming to you soon, maybe.
Oh,
He's gonna get hyped.
he don't care. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.